do it because I tell you to do it. There we go. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. It is Sci-Fi Sunday, and I am joined today by my good pal Trenchy from the Soulless Trench Coat. And tonight we are talking about Columbo. Trench, have you seen this show?
I seen an episode a long time ago, and I watched an episode in prep for the show, and I really like it. And I will say this, I think like probably between like seeing him and like Donald Pleasance and stuff, and like Constantine and stuff, and inspired my love of trench coats. So it's like probably just seeing all these different characters wear them. So I'm already on board for that, you know. He's wearing a trench coat.
It is an iconic trench coat. I've seen it described as a raincoat, which I guess trench coats are a form of raincoat.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Columbo, and you might say, well, that's not a very science fiction-y topic, Ethel. What are you talking about? But it actually is, because there's a lot of connections to the world of science fiction in this show. It's a show that's grounded more in like a reality-based world of science now rather than science future. But it's still, you get guest stars from the world of science fiction, and sometimes you have a few situations that are a little not realistic. Robbie the Robot is in an episode, from Planet. So, and he's not playing the character from he's not playing a robot actor. He's playing a robot, So,
Hey, Cara.
Oh, we got Cara in the chat. Hey there, Master of Fear. But anyway, this show, it was created by Richard Levinson and William Link, who both are the creative force behind Murder, She Wrote, Mannix, The Cosby Mysteries, and Blackie's Magic, which are all kind of detective type shows.
Cool.
Seen any of them, Trench?
No, I don't think so. None of those, at least.
Not even Murder, She Wrote?
Wait a minute. That's the one with the old lady, right? And
yeah, that's what the old
writer.
lady.
I think I've seen clips of that, because I think I've seen a little bit of that, and I think I've seen that Dragnet one. A little bit of that.
Really?
Nothing big. Like, I don't remember an episode, but I think I've seen clips. Like,
Excellent. They're popular shows. Well, except for Blackie's Magic, I don't think that got very much traction. I've seen like maybe an episode of that one, but I've seen Murder, She Wrote, and I've seen Mannix, and I've seen the Cosby Mysteries. So yeah, they were kind of a team that got together, a writing team that got together just out of college. Richard Levinson and William Link. So like they've been in the game for a while at that point.
that's cool.
It's funny, they cast Peter Falk as Columbo, and initially the character wasn't supposed to be kind of a slob and a bum. He was supposed to be this suave, like very eloquently spoken, almost like a ladies' man kind of detective. He's supposed to be real sleek and clean, and Peter came in and he brought this concept of, no, Columbo's he's kind of a slob, and he kind of looks like he's not a detective, and he likes to ramble on about his wife and family issues, and it caught on. People loved it. People would buy him as sort of a detective, like an everyman, a working fella. And of course, he's in every episode because he's a title character. This show isn't your typical everyday or every weekday kind of mystery. It was a once a month thing, part of NBC's mystery movie, which they'd had a special. Like usually, I think it's Saturdays or Sunday nights. They'd have the NBC mystery movie, and it'd be Columbo usually. Sometimes it would be Macmillan and Wife, or I forget what the other one they would have on there. But this was sort of a mainstay of that. And they would also pull this out if you're like, if your baseball game got rained out, they would play Columbo.
Hey, DMC.
DMC, I don't know if you're a big fan of Columbo or not. I don't know if you've seen it. I sent the link in case you were. If you want to jump in, you can. If not, totally cool.
Yeah, that's hilarious, though. They're expecting to see the big game, and then they just see this guy with a raspy voice and kind of hunched over, just walk out of nowhere with a cigar and just start talking about his wife, and they're like, what the hell is this?
That was one of the things that I think is so endearing about the character is, he throws all the criminals off guard, because they expect him to be grilling them nonstop about the case. And he's just going to sort of mumble about this and that and completely throw them off their game.
Yeah, and then he'll take it back to the case when they least expect it, or make them take it back to the case. It's great, from what I've seen.
DMC Campbell says he thought it was awful he never got promoted. He never made it beyond lieutenant.
Yeah, I just think it's great how it's set up almost like a movie, but it's like we don't see, from what I saw, we don't see Columbo till like 40 minutes in. We're just following this bad guy and watching him commit this crime, and it's like, oh shit, I kind of hate this guy, but he's really good at his job. And then Columbo just comes out of nowhere and kind of takes over the thing, and it's like, where the hell did you come from? I want to see that done in like American Psycho and like Breaking Bad. I want to see just all these movies about bad guys now. Just insert Columbo in.
He'd have it solved in no time.
Yes.
It is kind of cool. This show, it basically pioneered the whole setup with the murder and the criminal before you follow it with the detective. Like you'd see this a lot of times in shows, more recent shows. Like you'd see it in Monk a lot. Like they'd start the episode with the murder or the crime, and then they'd roll the credits, and then of course you'd get your character. And this sort of pioneered that.
Yeah, I really like that. Hey, Brian.
Just one more thing. Just one more thing. But yeah, no, this show was great, and you had Peter Falk in every episode. You didn't really have that many recurring characters, although you did have a few recurring actors that would come back and forth. Notably, you had Arlene Martel, who she was in a couple episodes. She was Tanya Baker and Gloria West in the Greenhouse Jungle and in Double Exposure, and she was in an episode where she didn't have a name. She was just sort of a background character titled A Friend Indeed. And if Arlene kind of sounds familiar, it's because she was in that episode Amok Time of Star Trek.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she played T. Pring, Spock's would-be wife.
Oh, I didn't know Spock was married.
Well, he was supposed to get married, but then he had the fight with Kirk on the planet Vulcan, and his Pon farr went, so he never got married. So you had her in a few episodes, and then you had John Finnegan, who played Barney. He played Sean Jarvis, and he played Chief Corbett. in the show. He was in several episodes. He was in It's All a Game, A Trace of Murder, Strange Bedfellows, Columbo, Columbo Likes the Nightlife, and Columbo and the Murder of a Rock Star. He was in all those episodes. So you get kind of cool little recurring characters. Another celebrity who was a guest on the show several times was Robert Culp, who a lot of you will remember from Greatest American Hero. He played Bill Maxwell in The Greatest American Hero.
Yeah, I gotta see that show. It looks really fun.
Oh yeah, that show is great.
I love the theme song. I've heard the theme song. It's great. I like that theme song.
Oh, it's a very folksy theme song, very catchy. But Robert Culp, who was in that, he would be his first episode was Death Lends a Hand, where he plays an investigator. He plays Investigator Brimmer, and he's also the murderer, which is cool. And he would guest star in the episode Double Exposure, The Most Crucial Game, and Columbo Goes to College.
they did a what?
Yeah, there's an episode where there are these two college students and they murder their professor with a car and a gun.
Columbo goes. That's funny.
Yeah, Columbo ends up investigating it. So you've got him on a college campus asking all these college kids questions and shit. It's funny. And Robert Culp was also in the pilot episode of the short-lived Mrs. Columbo, which starred Star Trek Voyager's Kate Mulgrew. Captain Janeway was Mrs. Columbo first.
I like that. I've only seen one episode, but I really liked her. She was kind of badass on that show a little bit, from what I've seen.
Yeah. But in the world of Columbo, she's Mrs. Columbo. Although there is some debate about that among fans because the show Mrs. Columbo is not as beloved as the actual. I've seen the dog.
Oh my god,
that's not
funny.
bad. It's not bad. Also, another actor you would see on the show, not frequenting it. He only did one episode, but it's notable because it's Peter Falk's personal favorite episode he ever did was Donald Pleasance. Which he was in the episode Any Old Port in a Storm, where he played wine collector Adrian Carcini, who murdered his brother by locking him in a wine cellar in the middle of the summer.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but Donald Pleasance does a great performance in that episode. He's very over the top. You even get the signature "ow, ow" thing he was doing. You get passionate about stuff.
That's cool, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, the episode you're thinking of is Murder by the Book.
Ooh.
Which was also coincidentally voted one of TV Guide's 100 greatest episodes of all time.
Ooh.
And it's also on my list of recommendations, which I do have a list of recommended episodes. So if you guys want to check that out I'll rattle it off to you. Maybe I could post it in the comments or something. Yeah.
Werewolf. Hey, Marty.
Yeah, Johnny Cash was in an episode as well. That was a good episode. He played a singer, and he crashes a plane to hide his murder. Which Marty, I don't know if you want in on this. I could pop the link in the chat if you want to. I don't know if you're working tomorrow or not.
Oh, nice.
No worries. No worries, guys. It was nice to have everybody stop by, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Johnny Cash in an episode, and I have to mention it. We had William Shatner in 2 episodes.
Ooh. Did he murder people?
Yeah, you had him playing an actor in 1 episode. He played actor Ward Fowler, who murdered his agent. That episode was Fade into Murder. And then in another episode, you had him playing a character, a radio talk show host, Fielding Chase, who was sort of this Rush Limbaugh parody character. And that episode was really good, too.
Oh, nice.
So you had Shatner for 2 episodes, which is great. And you also had Leonard Nimoy in an episode. He was in the episode A Stitch in Crime from season 2.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that was one of the only episodes where you see Columbo actually get angry at a suspect.
Oh, well, in this episode I watched, it was the pilot episode. He yelled at the girl a bit. Like, he did get, he yelled at the girl. He didn't yell at the main guy, but he yelled at his sidekick. But I'm guessing that's because it's the first episode and they hadn't totally cemented the character yet. You know what the character would become.
Yeah, but usually, typically, as a rule, he doesn't get angry at his suspects. But that was one of the ones where he actually physically, you could see him angry, and it's an interesting moment. We also had an episode that starred Roddy McDowall, which we have to mention because it's April, and of course we all know Roddy McDowall from Planet of the Apes and Embryo as well.
Oh my God!
Remember Embryo, Trench?
Yes, that's no, the weird, the just. We don't need to talk about that weird. Oh, Jesus. I like this movie we watched last Friday much better.
Oh, yeah, Friday's movie was a lot better than Embryo. I'll give it that. There was no weird sex scene.
Oh, God.
Or if there was, it was cut out. Also in this show, we had an episode that had Julie Newmar in it, Catwoman.
Oh, that's a person I know. That's dope.
Yeah, she played Lisa Chambers in the episode Double Shock.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like, she was badass. I prefer Eartha Kitt, but Newmar was great as well.
It's one of the classic Catwomen.
Yeah.
And another fun connection, another actor we had in here that I gotta highlight was we had Fisher Stevens from early edition in Short Circuit. He was in an episode. He was in the episode Murder, Smoke, and Shadows, where he played this director, filmmaker guy, and he murdered people.
What?
More than just one.
Is Fisher Stevens the guy that played the Indian dude in Short Circuit?
Yeah.
Yay!
He played Benjamin Javeri in Short Circuit. Who we've mentioned a lot of Indian people thought was another actor who was actually a Bollywood actor. So, like, People say his portrayal was racist, but like people from India thought he was this other guy who was actually Indian. So I don't know. Was it a racist portrayal or was it just really convincing?
Where's his Oscar nomination? He fooled an entire country. Like,
yeah, he fooled the country.
Yeah,
gotta be worse.
For sure.
But there are countless other actors and actresses who made appearances on the show that I could highlight. But those are the ones I wanted to make sure I highlighted the most, just because of the science fiction connection.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing, Columbo's raincoat is his trench coat and his shabby suit and his shoes and his whole look.
Yeah.
That actually was Peter Falk's own clothes. He brought his own clothes to the filming for the first few episodes. So
that's dope as fuck.
Yeah, he decided what Columbo would look like, essentially.
I really liked it, and I was hunching over like a decision too, because I really like how he's kind of hunched over, so people don't really take him seriously, and he always looks kind of like he kind of looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, or he feels out of place. I really like that, like with his posture and stuff.
Yeah, and that was an interesting choice. And DMC, I think you're right. I think it was a Tude in Black, which is also one of the episodes I have recommended on my list, which we'll get to eventually. We'll get to it. But that was a decision that Peter Falk made. He also made the decision that Columbo would smoke a cigar, because Peter Falk, lifelong cigarette smoker, decided that Columbo would smoke a cigar.
Yeah, it just adds to make the character very memorable.
There's a great episode, Trench, where he's in a fancy home investigating a murder, and he's got his cigar, and the lady housekeeper starts flipping out at him because he's dropping ashes everywhere. And there's a few funny moments between him and this housekeeper, because she decides she hates him because of that. Fun little play. She didn't kill anybody, but you get a great play between the two of them.
That's cool.
And just one more thing on the rain jacket, the titular trench coat. It was purchased by Peter Falk when he was in New York for about $15 back in 1967, because he was caught in the middle of a rainstorm.
Oh.
So that's the origins of that.
That's fucking cool. So it was just like not even like it was just a coincidence or destiny.
Yeah. Like it was fated that would happen, you know?
Yeah.
And like I said, this was supposed to be a weekly show initially. Like they were going to get a new episode every week. And the problem with that was they would have to shoot an episode within 5 days. So they'd have to be shooting basically every week with only a couple days between off. And Peter Falk, a Hollywood guy, you know, he considered himself a big actor at the time, which he was all right. He wasn't huge, but I mean, he definitely, you know, commanded the authority there. He didn't want to commit to that, so NBC actually worked it out so it would be a once a month kind of thing.
Oh, that's cool. That's why they're like an hour and like they're like little movies.
Yeah, that's why they range between an hour and 12 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes, was because of that format.
Gotcha.
which is great. And another thing, Columbo talks about his wife a lot in the episodes, and we never actually see Columbo's wife. But Peter Falk's wife in the real world is in 6 different episodes, playing different characters. So if you watch carefully, you can see her occasionally.
That's cool.
Kind of neat. And a lot of the lines, especially some of the more sort of natural feeling, like comedic lines in the show, were ad-libbed. Peter Falk had a habit of he would just ad-lib lines and just throw things in there just in the middle of filming, and they keep it because it's great. It fit the character. It'd be funny.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it was pretty cool, and the show endured for a very long time. It did 68 episodes, and it spanned the years between 1971 and 2003.
Holy shit, that is a long time.
So it definitely made its impact on society. It was great. It's kind of sad though if we get a little serious for a second. We're talking about Peter Falk. What a great actor! He was the grandfather in The Princess Bride. He was in Mad World. He was in an episode of The Twilight Zone. He was in the episode Mirror of The Twilight Zone, and he was in a great little detective movie called The Cheap Detective, where he played Lou Peckinpah, which is almost a Columbo-esque character, but played more for comedy. Excuse me.
No worries.
Trying not to cough there, folks.
You good?
But it's kind of sad to realize that towards the end of his life, as he got older, he started suffering from dementia. And at the very end of things, he couldn't remember playing a character named Columbo, and he had no idea who that character was when you'd mention him or ask him about his stint as the detective.
Right.
It's very sad, and one of the last few movies I think he was in was this movie called Next. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No, but I am surprised that he was like in Princess Bride, because I've seen that in Mad World. I didn't expect to have seen him in so many things, and I didn't even recognize him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, next time you watch Princess Bride, he's the grandfather who's telling the story.
I can kind of hear the voice now, like thinking about it. I can connect the two voices, and he looks different, but he sounds the same.
It's great. And and the other thing, Columbo's characteristic eye squint, where he's like, that thing he does with his eye?
Yeah, I think I noticed that.
That's actually because Peter Falk has just one eye. He's missing an eye.
Oh yeah, I think Brian mentioned that. Like, was it a fake eye they had in, or how did he lose his eye?
He has a fake eye. He had lost his eye at one point in his younger years, so he had a fake eye.
Wait, there's no story behind it. It's just like, yeah, he lost his eye as a kid.
I'm sure there's a story behind it. I just don't know the story behind it, because that's the part I forgot to look into. But
maybe nobody knows. It's just like, yeah, I lost my eye as a teenager. That's that.
But I think it adds a lot of character to Columbo to have that that eye squint thing. It makes it look like he's always thinking. Um,
That's funny.
it's always a mess. But that's not an acting performance. That is literally just something physical that's up with Peter Falk. So a lot of people might not know that. But it's neat. Anyway, I made mention about how the character would throw off all the murderers, the suspects, as you would call them if you were a police officer, by just seeming to be like not the sharpest guy ever, just being like a little bit less than what they expect the detective to be.
Yeah.
And many times you catch them so off guard that they basically will spill the beans. I just got done watching an episode before I started this broadcast. I watched the episode, The Goodbye Sky High IQ Murder. It's the Bye Bye Sky High IQ Murder. And it centered around this club of Mensa type people, like the real smart eggheads. And one of these guys kills another member of the club because they're partners at I think it's a accounting firm. They're partners. And he kills the other guy because he finds out that he's embezzling. And he comes up with a genius plan to kill him involving a record player and an umbrella and a gun and squibs and perfectly placed encyclopedias. And and Columbo figures it out. And not only does he just figure it out and then tell the guy he's figured it out, he gets the guy so frustrated that he tells Columbo exactly how he did it, and then until the very end doesn't realize that he's just given himself away. Which is great. Just a great moment in the episode. One of my favorite episodes, honestly, just because it's so funny. Because you got this smarty pants guy, and he basically does every dumb criminal thing in the book and gets caught.
Right.
But I have comprised a short list. I say short. This is the length of my list.
Well, that's short. You could have done like 2 or 3 more pages, maybe.
I could. I might. At some point, though, you got to stop yourself, and it's like, well, I could just list all 68 episodes.
Yeah.
But I did sort of pick and choose, cherry pick the best episodes, or the episodes I thought to be the best representation of the show, the most entertaining episodes, the ones I liked the best, I guess. And my list is as such. So if you guys get a pen, paper, you can probably write it down. I'll go kind of slow, so you can write it down if you want. If not, that's cool. But I'm going to start chronologically. So if at any point you miss something, you could always rewind the video and go back to when I said what I said. I got to start off with the one of the 100 best episodes ever. Murder by the Book from season 1, episode 1. I just want to point out all these episodes are available on Tubi for absolutely nothing. You can just go watch them on Tubi for free. So, you got no reason not to. So you got season 1, episode 1, Murder by the Book. You got Death Lends a Hand, season 1, episode 2. You got, that's the one with Robert Culp in it. You got Etude in Black, season 2, episode 1. You got Double Shock, season 2, episode 8, and you've got Any Old Port in a Storm, season 3, episode 2. That's the one with Donald Pleasance. You got to check that one out. That one's like a must watch.
Oh yeah, it's Donald Pleasance, man. Like you gotta watch for Donald Pleasance.
You gotta do it for Donald. You got Mind Over Mayhem from season 3, episode 2, or excuse me, season 3, episode 6. Sorry about that. And another episode you gotta watch by Dawn's Early Light from season 4, episode 3. This one's great. You got Columbo going to a military school to investigate a murder involving a cannon and cider. Like the key to the case is illegal cider. It's what a great episode this is. You gotta check it out. Columbo has to deal with this military-minded kind of fellow who's very buttoned down and very much like, oh, this is how things must be, and order must be maintained, and we must all be ready for war. And it's like, dude, you're a dean at a military school. Like, get over yourself. There's another episode right after that, season 4, episode 6. You got Deadly State of Mind, which is a great one. That's the one with the hypnotist.
Ooh.
Where he convinces somebody to kill themselves, which I don't want to give too much away on that, but I pretty much did. Got that one. Another one, and another Star Trek connection, guys. We got A Matter of Honor from season 5, episode 4. This one stars Ricardo Montalban, who was Khan. Khan from Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, I love Khan, man. Like, he is a great villain. That guy plays really good villains, it seems like.
So you got this is a great one because you got Columbo going to Mexico.
Yeah, wasn't he also in the Planet of the Apes movie, Apple?
Yeah, he was in he was in Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, that's a time travel one, right? Because I like that one.
And he was also in Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, which is the sequel to Escape from the Planet of the Apes. He was in both of those.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. I gotta check it out.
We could all remember the awkward moment where he turned to Zira in Escape from Planet of the Apes, and he's like, if it is the will that mankind should be conquered, then may it be conquered by someone such as you, which is kind of weird. Why does he want to hump her? Down, yeah. Ricardo, down.
I don't know.
And then we've got another Star Trek reference. We got Fade into Murder from season 6, episode 1. You got to check this out. That's the first one with William Shatner, where he plays Ward Fowler, short Canadian actor, playing a short Canadian actor. So, you know, good casting. Which you've got a great excuse me, you've got a lot of great scenes between him and Shatner in this episode. Shatner's character is an actor who plays a brilliant police detective who solves mysteries. And you've got Columbo, who is a brilliant police detective who solves mysteries. And they go on head-to-head against each other, and it's like one of them's from the world of make-believe, and the other isn't. So it's kind of cool. It's a neat little contest they got going on between each other, a little back and forth. It's nice.
That reminds me of Scream 3 when you had Gail Weathers going up against the actress playing her, and they were trying to out Gail Weathers each other.
Yeah, it's exactly that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then you've got, on my list, we've got the Bye Bye Sky High IQ Murder, which I just mentioned. few minutes ago. Told you guys all about it. You got to check that one out. It's good to see one of these know-it-all smarty pantses get what's coming to them and fool themselves. Then you've got the episode Try and Catch Me from season 7, episode 1. Try and Catch Me, where you've got Columbo taking on a murder mystery novelist who murders I think it's her son-in-law, who she's convinced has killed her daughter, and she murders him by locking him in a safe.
Oh.
He suffocates and starves to death. And
These
the whole
murders sound awesomely brutal.
Huh?
I said these murders sound awesomely brutal. Like, I really like these murders. Especially the one with a cannonball.
Huh?
Especially the one you said with a cannon.
Oh, yeah. A cannon. An exploding cannon, French.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the uniqueness of the kills you're explaining.
And Try and Catch Me is a great one because it's another one of these smarty pants people who, and like, she thinks that she's got all the answers because she writes murder mysteries. But it's like, no, Columbo figures them out in real life. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna fool him, and that's why it's called Try and Catch Me, because it's like a taunting kind of thing.
Right.
And then we've got another personal favorite of mine. We've got Murder Under Glass from season 7, episode 2. Which this is about a critic who murders a restaurateur who wants to expose him for basically charging protection money from the restaurants for good reviews of their restaurants. And it's pretty cool. He murders the guy with a wine opener.
Oh.
Which is a great murder device. Like, it's not as gruesome as it sounds. And this episode has Japanese acting legend Mako in it, who a lot of you might remember from RoboCop 3. You may also remember him as Shredder from the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie.
Well, we'll stick with RoboCop 3.
That's probably a better one to have on your resume. That's pretty bad that the worst RoboCop movie is still preferable than being in a Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie.
I don't even know if I've seen it all the way through, but I know it has a jetpack, and the Turtles movie has... I don't even want to talk about it. We'll stick with the third Ninja Turtles movie over the Michael Bay one.
Right. So if everybody's keeping the score, that's episode number 14 on my list, Murder Under Glass, season 7, episode 2. The next episode on my list is Columbo Goes to the Guillotine from season 8, episode 1. This one's great because it's got magicians in it.
That's dope. Always gotta love magicians pulling off crimes. That's always cool.
This one involves a magician who murders another magician with a guillotine.
Oh.
Lops his head right off. And then Columbo has to solve the mystery. And then Columbo has to rest his head in the guillotine to solve the mystery.
Oh, shit.
So Columbo risks getting killed by this same guy by putting himself in such a vulnerable position to have his head through the guillotine. And I'm not going to reveal what happens or exactly the circumstances, but it's a great episode. And you've got Columbo entering the world of magicians and misdirection and magic. And we see Columbo getting in on the magic fun.
Yay!
So another great episode to check out. Next on the list, I've got season 8, episode 3, Season 8, episode 3, or Season 8, episode 2. Excuse me. God, I keep wanting to mention the next one. Season 8, Murder, Smoke, and Shadows. This is the one with Fisher Stevens.
Yay!
Which Fisher Stevens plays an underrated yet talented movie director, filmmaker, who murders somebody with water and an electric fence.
Oh my god.
And it's all to cover up a murder in his past where he accidentally murdered somebody with a motorcycle and an illegal stunt.
This is a thing.
It's a thing indeed, Trench. And to make things even better, the guy has a sweet setup where like he's on the studio lot and he's got his own private little hangout, and like he's got a full soda bar where he can make ice cream sundaes and shakes, and he makes Columbo a delicious treat while he's being investigated.
Yay!
So there's ice cream in this, and this one has a lot of fun little moments where he's trying to throw Columbo off guard.
Ooh, that's interesting. Using their own game against them.
Yeah, so it's a very fun episode, and Fisher Stevens, of course, great character actor. I don't care what they say about him. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's racist. I don't find it problematic. It's acting. You know, you got people pretending to be other characters. That's the name of the game.
Short Circuit 1 and 2 are still classics, and like that's all that matters. But I want to know, was this guy just leaning up against an electric fence and then the other guy jumps out with a bucket of water and splashes him? Because that would be hilarious.
Oh,
like, this is all a little odd.
It's more devious than that, Trent. He hooks the fence up. It's a wrought iron fence, and he hooks it up to an electrical current, and he has a truck of water all over the street on the back lot. And he tricks the guy into running in and grabbing the fence and electrocuting himself. It's great.
What the? That sounds amazingly stupid. I gotta watch this episode.
And Columbo's got to figure out how he did it.
That sounds amazing.
And then next up on the list, we've got Season 8, Episode 3, which was the episode I kept trying to mention. We got Sex and the Married Detective. Ooh. This one centers around a murderer who works as basically as a sex therapist at a sexual studies center, basically, where they've got a bunch of rooms and they help couples and give them therapy with their sexual problems. And this woman creates an alternate personality where she's a fancy high stakes courtesan. That's fancy talk for whore. And she murders people, and she tries to seduce Columbo and trick Columbo, and he's a married detective and he loves his wife, and it ain't gonna happen. And you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught.
Yeah. Hey, Ben.
Oh, we got Ben Grimm.
Yeah, Ben, it's funny because as a child, I used to pee on fences to see if they were electric. Don't do that. It's not good. I never found one, but don't do that.
But shouldn't piss on the electric fence. It's not a good idea.
Nope.
The next episode I have on my list is Murder, a Self-Portrait.
Ooh.
In this episode, Columbo takes on a brilliant artist who is also kind of a polygamist, where he's got his ex-wife living with him and he's got his girlfriend living with him, and he has sex on both of them, I guess, and he murders one of them, and it gets to be kind of a tricky situation, and then he wants to paint Columbo's self-portrait, and the big reveal is the self-portrait at the end of the episode, and it's a good episode. You should check it out.
Ooh.
It's murdering artists. It's a theme. It's not the first or last time that happens in this show. Then next episode I have listed in this is from season 9, episode 4. Rest in peace, Mrs. Columbo.
Oh no!
That's right. There's a woman and she blames Columbo for the death of her husband. So she wants to take revenge on him by, well, killing Mrs. Columbo.
Oh Jesus! Well, that's kind of hard since we've never seen her, right?
You never see her. And this episode revolves this woman trying to get close to Columbo and trying to get into his personal life and trying to meet his wife and trying to give her poison jam at one point.
But so Columbo accidentally killed her husband, so she wants revenge. But
Well, she blames him for the death of her husband, even though it's not really
No.
Columbo's fault.
gotcha. Yay, Brian's not leaving YouTube. Yay, Brian Potter. Yay.
Yeah,
Brian.
Brian.
Yay.
And next on my list is from season 12, episode 2. We got Butterfly in Shades of Grey. This is the other William Shatner episode where he plays a talk show host, a somewhat conservative talk show host who may or may not be inspired by Rush Limbaugh, and he murders who is it he murders? He murders his producer. I think it's his producer Jerry, and he has a whole scheme to kind of camouflage what he's done and to throw Columbo off the scent. And of course, Columbo can see right through his bullshit and captures him and uses a bicycle race to stage the capture of this guy, which is kind of interesting.
Mm.
And it's another one of these smarty pants guys gets taken down a peg episodes, which is always fun to see. It's always good to see somebody who thinks they're better than Columbo get tripped up by Columbo.
Hell yeah.
Oh God, no Limburger cheese. This is bad. Don't eat the Limburger cheese. The next episode I have on my list is from season 13, episode 3, Ashes to Ashes. And this episode centers around a mortician who murders a Hollywood columnist who is trying to expose him for stealing from the corpses of the rich and famous and dealing in secrets and lies. So it's kind of cool. And you've got some fun stuff where they go to a mortician's convention.
Oh.
Which is a thing. That's an actual thing that happens. Believe it or not, people in the death care industry do have conventions. I've actually been to some of them, and they are weird and morbid things.
I kind of want to go to one. I want to know what they talk about.
There's a scene where this guy has been voted Mortician of the Year, and they sing to him a song. And they sing to him for He's a Jolly Good Fellow, but instead of for He's a Jolly Good Fellow, they sing for He's a Jolly Good Undertaker. He's a Jolly Good Undertaker. And it's really weird how they're doing it. And it's like creepy. Very creepy. And there's this great scene where Columbo is talking to the guy inside a hearse at the convention.
Oh Jesus! This show sounds really fun.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's fun with serious subjects because murder is a serious subject, and sometimes these detective shows can be kind of dry. So it's always nice to have a show that can talk about it and examine the subjects and make it fun. Have some fun with it.
Well, comedy comes from a very dark place, so it makes sense for some of these darker shows to embrace that, because that's where comedy kind of comes from, as a coping mechanism to deal with dark and very bad things.
Oh, for sure. It's a great mechanism too.
Yeah.
And it's no secret why some of the funniest people are often some of the people with the most severe depression.
Yeah.
You know, they try hard to make everybody else laugh because they feel so terrible. Psychology, folks. But bringing us all, I guess, to the end of the list, the very last one. I had to stop myself because, like I said, this could have easily been an episode list of all 68 episodes in varying orders. I chose chronological so that you could watch it from beginning to end and just get the best of the best. The last episode on my list, Murder with Too Many Notes, which centers around a alcoholic conductor who murders one of his apprentices because the guy is too talented and he wants to continue to steal from his talent.
Ooh.
And he murders him with a trap door and a rooftop. A trap door on a rooftop.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, and it's great. There's a great scene, Trench, where the guy is drunk and Columbo catches him, and he's like, "Well, you can't drive home, sir. You can't. I can't let you drive home like that." And they talk him into, "Well, you can follow Columbo home." So you've got this drunk conductor following Columbo in his ratty car, and Columbo is driving extremely slow, and the guy is just losing his mind the whole time, and it's hilarious. Because the conductor is kind of a dickbag and deserves it.
Right.
And he shouldn't be driving anyway, because he's been drinking. What the fuck?
That's funny.
But I had to put that one on the list, and that happened to be the last on the list because we were getting to the end of the episodes. So, you know. Now, if you should go and check on this show on your own and you happen to see an episode that I've not listed here, but you're interested, don't skip it. Check it out. This is not a you have to see all these episodes and all the other ones are no good. It's just these are the ones I determined to be the best and the ones you should definitely see. But I encourage everybody to watch it from day one, episode 1, all the way to the bitter, bitter end, because it doesn't lose anything. It's a great show. It keeps up.
The first episode's really good. So, like, I'm talking the premiere, like the first premiere episode. I think it's called Prescription Murder. It's really well done.
Yeah, Prescription for Murder.
Yeah, and the ending is like very interesting. I did not see the twist coming, so it was like really well done. I love how he catches the dude, because the dude, this dude's such an asshole. You don't like him at all, because he like murders his wife because he's cheating on his wife, and it's such a good episode. This guy got really good because he thinks he's so smart, and then he's outsmarted by Columbo.
It's a great episode. I enjoyed watching it too. It's one of the ones I don't skip when I pop in the DVDs. Because I own this on DVD. I have every episode. It took a while to collect it because I started collecting it when it wasn't like a decent, all-encompassing collection. You sort of had to piecemeal it together.
Right.
Oh, we got Kelly in the chat. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
We're talking about Columbo, or we're just sort of winding things down here on the old Columbo train. It's no mystery why this series went on for as long as it did and why it's so beloved.
Yeah, it's a very, the character, after only seeing like an episode and like bits and pieces of another one, the character is so odd yet so realistic that it makes for a memorable character, and just the way the show's set up, it's a very unique take on the murder mystery. It's not like a bunch of guys sitting around, like usually like it's just like some guys discussing things and they'll be all technical. Well, Columbo has fun while solving murders. He even asks people to have ice cream because he offers the girl ice cream in the first episode. Like, he has fun solving the murder. It's great.
Sometimes he brings his dog along.
Yeah, it's not like they don't take it too seriously.
I like to describe it. I like to describe it as it's like your favorite uncle can solve mysteries. Because that's sort of what he is. He's sort of like everyone's favorite uncle. He's just quirky and weird, and he's kind of a slob. He drives a beater. Loves his dog. Loves his wife. Solving mysteries. Great. But this was a subject I wanted to do for a good long while, the Columbo stream, because I don't see a lot of people talking about it, and it's one of those shows I don't want to get forgotten.
Right.
People should definitely not lose it in the mix. There's more to life than CSI and NCIS and all these types of detective shows that you have in the modern realm of like forensics and high technology computer fiber analyzations, and like, I don't know, sometimes there's something charming. It's about a dude smoking a cigar, finding clues, and catching people in lies, basically.
Yep.
You don't need the fanciest high technology to solve a mystery. You just need to be observant. That's what Columbo does versus a lot of other television detectives.
For sure.
I would submit that he is the greatest fictional detective too. A lot of people would say Batman nowadays, but I would submit that Columbo is a better detective than Batman.
I don't know, man. We got characters like Sherlock Holmes and Scooby-Doo, like the Scooby Gang. But I'd say, from what I've seen, he's really good. He's definitely a contender. But how awesome would it be if you were just watching 60s Batman, and then all of a sudden Columbo shows up and starts telling Batman about his wife? That would be great. That should have been a crossover. They should have took advantage of that.
It's like, well, we'll put the evidence into our Bat computer, and Columbo's like, well, that's great. My wife had a computer, and we couldn't figure out how to get the thing to work. Like, I had trouble getting it to print the documents. And look, we need to catch the riddler. Yes, we'll catch him. I don't think he's using a computer. It'd be great.
Hey, Kara again.
Nope, we got Kara in there. Howdy. But you could pop Columbo into just about any show, and the reactions you would get from the main characters or supporting characters would be hilarious if you think about it.
Yeah, because it kind of feels like, at least the premiere episode, it kind of feels like he's already invading on someone else's movie. Like, it already feels like that. So, might as well. I want to see Breaking Bad. I want to see someone do a skit with Breaking Bad and Columbo. That would be hilarious. Heisenberg wouldn't stand a chance.
It's like, there's just one more thing. The amount of acid you ordered is more than you'd need to clean your sidewalk, Mr. Heisenberg. And these chemical drums, it's almost like you could fit a whole person in there.
It'll just be so funny. I'm surprised no one has done that. Just a skit of just Columbo evading a bunch of like murder mystery movies, or just but movies and shows revolving bad guys or other mystery shows. That would just be great. Someone should do that.
It'd be amazing. I'd love to see that. But sadly, Peter Falk is no longer with us. He's passed away. But he will live on in cinematic history as one of TV's most endearing and, like I said, potentially the greatest television detective of all time. I'd put him up against any of the detectives. You could put him up against Monk. You could put him up against Psych. You could put him up against the NCIS people. You could put him up against Bones and Booth. Better
Whoa. I would love to see that, because he'd probably be making jokes about how they should just get together already.
You two would just get together. You know, my sister has a great bridal shop down the street. You guys could get married. Get on with it already. Be great.
Yes.
But this has been the Columbo stream. I'm gonna start winding things down. We're gonna have a shorter stream tonight, just because, you know, I think we've covered everything, and I gotta go to work in the morning. What do you want from me? But anyway, in winding things down, I've been joined by my good pal Trenchy, Soul's Trench Coat. And Trench, what else have you got coming up down the line? What's the next thing to look forward to?
Well, probably the soda tag whenever I complete it. That was created by John Steele. And I'll be around. I'll be on whatever's happening next Sunday. And, you know, things will, like, there might be random reviews and stuff. Things will happen when they happen. Yeah.
Everything in its own time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, I will be, there's no watch along this Friday because everything is reset with the watch along last Friday. So this Friday is the week off. There will be a Sci-Fi Sunday coming this Sunday. I haven't determined what the subject's going to be. It's a surprise. Surprise Sci-Fi Sunday. You got to tune in to find out what it's going to be. I don't even know what it's going to be. It's going to be a complete surprise.
Nobody knows. We're going in with no prep time.
It'll be great. We'll all be caught off guard by whatever it is I decide we're going to talk about. And it should be interesting because we just talked about Columbo for an hour. So, you know, who knows? Could be anything.
Yep.
And of course, you can give me ideas for future episodes of Sci-Fi Sunday if you want. And you can vote for our watch-alongs every other Friday if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram and you send me little messages. and you vote for the movies. Because you can do that. You just follow me down below, right down there on the little ticker tape, and you can talk to me. You could just talk to me about whatever too. I'll shoot the shit. I might not be around all the time, but I will always get back to you if you talk to me. I always get back to you. Never ignore my friends. Never. And if you like this video, you like these kinds of streams, if you like television detectives who drive shabby French cars and wear dirty raincoats, you might want to subscribe to this channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notifications. Maybe do that. You like the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a little encouraging comment. If you don't like the video, you don't like these streams, you don't like me, you think I suck, but bitch, shut up already. Give me a thumbs down. Leave me a discouraging comment. I can take it. Help me get better. I'll get better. The next one will always be better if you leave feedback. That's what I always say. Do it. But then again, if you liked it, you want to be notified, follow, subscription, bell, notifications. That's what you do. And check out my good pal Trenchy over at the Soulless Trenchcoat. And I want to thank all the people in the comments. We had a lot of good people watching us. We had Ben Grimm. We had Trash Picture Show. We had Kara, the Master of Fear. We had Kubrick Lover 1972. That's Brian. We had Kelly, Lover of Horror. We had American Werewolf from New Jersey. We had DMC Campbell. We had Ben Grimm in the Easy. Right? Do people still say Easy, Trench?
I don't know. I don't know what people say.
Well, we had him in the Heezy, the Hoozy, the Flip Flop Flobbity Flu. He was in everybody's living room. He was in the house.
Yeah. Booyah, motherfuckers.
Yeah. So thank you. And I want to thank anybody who was watching that didn't leave a comment. I thank you. I still appreciate you. Much love. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
The silent minority in the back cheering me on. I like that. It's cool. Or you could be giving me the thumbs down. I don't know who you are, but it's fine. Follow these people I've mentioned who have channels, and follow my friend Trenchy. And I will see you guys around the same time, hopefully not as late, next Sunday when we talk about our surprise topic, whatever the hell that is. Ooh.
Yeah. Stay frosty, and also we should celebrate that Brian is not leaving YouTube.
Yay! Brian's still around pudding. Anyway.
Yeah.
Adios, everybody.
Stay frosty.